So you're back.
I'm back.
And it's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
How old are you?
I'm mad.
Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean 40? What does that mean?
What if I was 40? What's the problem with that?
I'm not mad at it, but if you mad at it,
why you giggling? Wait till you turn 40. I'm gonna have all kinds of jokes.
Listen, I'm be happy.
Okay.
I am not ashamed of my age because I know I don't look my age.
Okay, and how old do I look?
You don't look your age either. Like, I would say you're like 32.
Mother, father.
Look.
32, right? 32,
No,
right?
I meant 35 because I'm 36, so I don't let nobody go that much lower than me.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, you should be
Today.
happy.
No, that's why he's mad.
But he should be,
Almost there.
because he's almost over the hill. So we have a guest DJ, Mr. DJ E Class in the building today. He came to bless us because Spinner was not able to come.
And he was on time today.
He's always on time.
Always on
E
time.
Class is always on time. He be jamming before we even start.
Okay.
So he's always welcome back.
He got a deep voice too.
He does.
Because when I came in, everybody, thank you so much. Everybody was singing happy birthday to me. And I was like dancing. I did not hear his voice. He's like, I did sing. I was singing. So I didn't hear it, but I felt it.
I'm happy you felt it.
When he said I was singing, because how you gonna argue with someone like with that a voice that deep? Like,
You just thought you very well singing. You are singing.
Yeah, I was. Okay, you are. It's like, what can you do? I don't know.
All right.
So we're here.
And we have Mr. Darius Stone in the building as well.
What's happening?
He finally got his head in. That's what happened.
It looks good too. It's long.
It does. It looks very nice.
Thank you kindly.
I was like saying, bro, I had the same hairdo for like 4 years. And it's
See,
still the
I
same
didn't do
length.
shots fired. He did that.
No, it looks longer now. Now it looks long. I'm complimenting.
I don't know.
Why are you trying to instigate?
It's just me on my bad guy flow right now. So yeah.
We have to talk about that on air.
We have to have church in here because you on a bad guy. You
Listen.
talking about me shooting. You got shots fired all over the
This
place.
has been going in since when? Last Saturday?
Pretty much.
That's when, last Saturday. So he been in his feelings since then.
Yeah, I don't know what she did or why
I know what she
it.
did. I'm just not gonna speak on
She
it.
shouldn't have did it.
Exactly.
We need
And
prayer.
he should. And you know what though? He should be the bigger person and not be the bad guy. But I'm just saying. I'm just
The
saying.
bigger person would have to say something, but since I'm choosing not to say something to her, since she didn't say something to me, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
It sounds like high school. But
It
anyway.
do sound like high school,
Yes.
you know.
And we don't do high school because we grown.
When you hurt though,
You
everybody
still
was in
grown.
high school when you
We're
hurt.
grown, but
Lies.
don't I look like I'm still in high school though?
What is that?
Yeah.
You look at me like
She
I'm in
answered
high
that.
school.
She answered that. So see, I'll
She
take
in
that.
high school.
So
So that don't count.
who would know better what a high schooler look like than a high schooler?
Sky, you not in this.
Uh-huh.
So anyway,
Introduce the guest.
don't be trying to take away my
Wow.
job. Don't try to take away my job now.
I just got 1 week as a new boss.
Don't
Darius,
hit
the
me
boss.
on camera and on air. But no, we do have two phenomenal ladies in the building. We have Colleen Marie.
Hey y'all.
And we have Danette Perry. Danette? Danette.
Yes.
See, I'm close. I was
It's
close.
good. It's all right. I am
Wait, no, so it's the neck.
It's Danette.
Okay, because y'all said 3 different things.
Listen,
You
because
said
but,
the name. You said
but
the name.
listen,
You
our
said,
eyes know what we meant.
you said Downey. Alright, so I had to make sure. The neck.
And Danette is the owner and founder of Rebuilding Women
Yes.
in Boston.
Yes.
So we are going to talk with them today to know a little bit more about that, some of the events that they have had, and how they see it going forward. So the floor is open because I know that Colleen was a speaker
Yes.
on the panel, and that's how you two met. So we'll have you talk about why you founded it and everything, and let us know.
Okay. Well, about 2 years ago, I remember sitting on my couch, and I was thinking, I just gone through an experience in my life that was really kind of, it broke me down to, to nothing, I thought. So I was sitting out on my couch and thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Am I just supposed to give up, or am I supposed to throw in the towel? What else do I supposed to do? So I was sitting there on the couch, and something just dropped right into my spirit. you about to rebuild women. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, rebuild? Because I need to be rebuilt. So I figured, let's just, I'm like, are you for real? So what I did was posted it on Facebook. Said, okay, a new conference coming, rebuilding women, and inboxes went crazy. The support was behind me. They was like, I'm with you, I got you, I support you. And because although we may go through things and may feel like we want to give up, we sometimes may have to fall down, but to be rebuilt again. Yes. And then be rebuilt much stronger than you were before. And that's where I am today. And this was 2 years ago. Yeah, so that's where it all started, on my couch. After I think I was crying about an hour. And then after I got through crying, I pulled myself together because you need to cry.
Yes.
If you've ever been at a place of being broken, you got to cry.
Yes. All right, so you don't have to go into too much detail, right. But was it a financial situation? Was it a man situation? Was it what situation? Like if you want to go into details, that's fine. I'm curious, what type of issue caused you to really break?
Well, I was a first lady, church, of a very prominent pastor. Okay. And we went through a divorce, which broke in my family, which broke me down to that. So that's where I am. It's not even about, don't want to talk about it because it's real. It happens. Right. But this is when when you can talk about it, it's because you are now being healed and whole, and you're more than welcome versus crying to people. No, I'm more stronger than I ever been. And you have no idea how my brokenness has now helped others to heal. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you see that, Darius? You see brokenness can help others to heal.
You need to cry that out.
You don't have to go to high school.
You need to cry that out, is what she just said, though.
Hey, I don't cry.
You need to.
I don't cry. I don't need to cry.
Okay. Look like you want.
I just need my music and I'm good.
You don't have to worry. I can see
your tears. Was you singing that when Spinner was singing in your seat? Was you singing that when Spinner was in your seat?
Look, I'm not because I'm not in that. Anyway, put it back over here because I'm not dealing with you today.
So what types of what women came to you? I'm assuming they were going through different situations. Was it all walks of life of different women that were going through different things, like maybe divorces as well, or in abusive relationships and things like that?
It was just in marital breakdown. It was more of whether it was financial, whether it was just being in a family, like your relationship with your mom and daughter relationship was broken, or a mom and father relationship was broken. So those is trying to really learn how to forgive someone. Mm-hmm. That's the important key, is learning how to forgive someone in the midst of you ministering to people. You can't say I forgive you and you really don't, and your heart turns hard toward the individual. So how can you really talk to someone when your heart is hard? So I've talked to many people that have, like, I don't want to forgive them because of what they did. I'm like, you know what? That's not who you are. That's not. They don't make you. They have control over you. Right. If you allow them to say, you know what, you did this to me, so you're holding on to it. They probably forgot about you, but you still got that what you did to me. Mm-hmm. Now you just need to say, you know what, I forgive you, and your hands are released.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. That is definitely the key of forgiveness, because a lot of people don't know that once you do let it go, how much joy you have back in your life.
Oh my God.
Like, because I'm gonna be 100 with you because I don't lie. I did not know how to forgive to save my life. Mm-hmm. I hold grudges, and I think a lot of people say it's because I'm a Scorpio. I don't like betrayal. I don't like lies, and once I'm hurt, it's so hard for me to say.
I used to be that way.
Whew. I mean, now, over the past year or so, don't look at me, Will. Over the past year or so, I have definitely gotten over it. Like, I know how to, all right, that's you, and I can't change who you are. So now I know things that I can change, I do. Things that I can't, I accept for what it is. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it took a long time to learn that, though.
It is. It's not easy, because you can say, oh, I forgive you, but then you really didn't. Because you bring it back up in their face and throw it in their face. You really didn't forgive them for real.
Yeah, because that's what I did with my husband for a long time. Like, you know what, I forgive you, but you know you did that a month or so ago, right? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I still remember. So, yeah, I definitely had to work on it. So, with Rebuilding Women, do you teach women how to forgive?
Well, this is since I've done it for 2 years now, I wasn't strong enough to speak.
Okay.
But this year I am actually speaking, maybe not at the retreat, but throughout the year we do empowerment sessions. But, you know, as people inbox me or send me an email or a text, I would just send encouraging words.
Okay.
But I didn't want to, because I was so broken, I would cry all the time. So I'm like, I can't, you know, they gonna look at me like, you ain't really rebuilt with, you know, for real, you just faking it. So I can't stand there and really effectively, you know, get people to say, if you can do it and still crying, you know what I mean? They were like, yeah, no, you still ain't over that. You know, but if you can stand there and officially just say, I've gone through this, and it's about being transparent sometimes. It's not even telling your business.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily about the divorce. I was broken probably before that, even when I was a child. You know, a relationship with my mom that I didn't have. You know, a mom and father in the home that I didn't see, you know, how really a wife and husband should, you know, be. So, you know, it's something that's not necessarily my divorce that broke me. It was probably more than that. And I actually realized I still was holding on to something that I didn't even know I had. So, yeah.
Okay, and these series that you do, the empowerment series, what are those consisted of?
Well,
and how often do you have them?
Well, this year we're doing a mom and daughter lunch.
Okay. I'm doing a mom and mother-daughter tea party.
Okay.
So we'll have to collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing it, and it's, you know, communication is key with a mom and daughter, even mom and sons too. But I have 3 daughters and a son, but he's 26, and he was like, you know how sons are with their mom. But it's still my baby, but he don't talk much. But my daughters, you know, I have to now grab them and, you know, uphold them for what we just gone through. And our communication and relationship is important because they're going to eventually get married and they're going to eventually start dating, and I want to make sure that they see the signs of what to avoid and, you know, what's good and what's bad, you know, things like that. So this is why we have to communicate with each other so that they can have a better relationship than I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a question?
Kind of like a question comment. So I'm usually on Facebook arguing with people a lot. All the time. And a friend of mine, his name is Mike. Shout outs to Mike, Dreadsink Mike. He was always accusing me of being not treating women well. And I was like, I would get to a point where I would go home. I'd be like, you know, honey, I'm good to women. I never put my hands on you or anything, right? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. But it just shows that we're so conditioned in this society to be chauvinistic and to treat women like they're lesser, that it's kind of sad that it took me a while to see things the way he saw them. And I had to go to him and apologize. But in my journey of learning how to be better and treat women better, I learned that women, even when they're broken, they have so much resolve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are so strong, and they can take so much and put so much on their shoulders.
Right.
When dealing with a lot of things just like that you're dealing with, to deal with that is tough. And I know, like, as a man, I wouldn't be able to deal with that stuff. I'd be like, you said, like, I'd be the same. I can't believe she just left me for that guy in a wheelchair. What does he have?
That's personal.
See, I'm still. So maybe I need to go to one of your conferences and hide in the back or something. And just like, praise the Lord, okay. But how do you convince, or how do you show the women the potential that they have in them, and have them see the strength that they have?
Yes.
Look, she said, let me take that.
All right. So my name is Colleen Marie, and I became acquainted with Rebuilding Women last year through a mutual friend who reached out and asked if I'd be interested in speaking on a panel at Rebuilding Women. And one of the things that really drew me to Rebuilding Women was their focus on intergenerational communication. You know, the older women talking to the middle-aged women, talking to the younger women, and helping them to see exactly that, their value, and see what's inside of them. And for me, a big part of that is sharing your story.
Yes.
Because every woman has a story. And every woman has been broken at some point, because that's what we deal with in this world. And so for me, that's how we show other women, you know, I was here at one point too, and now I'm here. And so for me, that was why I was drawn to Rebuilding Women, was that focus on telling your story, telling your testimony, telling what you've come from. And that empowers people. And it empowers you every time you tell your story and what you've overcome. And so for me, that's a key piece. And as women, we go through unique things that only other women can understand. And so it's so important for us to be able to not feel ashamed or try to cover everything up, hide everything, act like we're perfect, but to be able to be vulnerable to one another I heard a saying before, it can't be healed until it's revealed. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and
That's
talk
true.
about it. Let's get it out there. Let's reveal it, and then we can do some work.
Mhm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is.
But just to let everybody know that question was not like I didn't give it to her earlier because that answer was perfect. So they probably like, oh, he probably let her know. What I'm gonna ask you in a couple minutes.
They just met, literally.
Yeah, she knocked that question out the park. But yeah, so it was kind of like the Bill Cosby situation, and how all those women came forward, and immediately I was one of them. Was just like, oh, they all lying, they all after money. Oh, they're all quite frankly, oh, they're all hoes. And my friend Mike was like, you don't know any of them women, you don't know anything that they go into. All I knew was Cliff Huxtable in the 80s that I used to watch on TV, and I would crucify 50 women before letting Bill Cosby be looked at any differently. And that's how it started with me and him. But going through that, it just shows the resolve that a lot of women have, and it's just, I'm like amazed. So, I'm glad that you guys are helping spread the word and help give that empowerment to women that they have already. They just have to realize it.
Now, I have a women's group as well. So with me, it's very hard to get women to speak. So do you come across that? And if you do, how do you get them to open up?
Well, honestly, no one ever, our sessions have never been where it was an open forum where people would just say whatever. It's more so the speakers who present will probably more than likely so talk about them and what they've gone through, which in turn softens the heart of them to kind of communicate maybe to myself or to some of the team members of Rebuilding Women and just talk about how, like, oh my God, I didn't know I was there too. Because we just had a play, one of our, last year we did a play, and this particular woman, she's a gospel recording artist, and her story was amazing. It was kind of like embarrassing if it would have been, you know what I mean? The things that she went through, it would make her feel like, I don't ever want to tell nobody what I went through. But when she did it, broken women were crying because they was in the same boat, and they didn't want nobody to know. But she's a recording gospel artist that everybody knows.
You're talking about
Ayana Crowley.
Yeah, okay.
So she told her story, and everybody knows her. So that's, but for us, we're like, I don't want anybody to know that.
Yeah.
And when they heard her, I will never forget it. I left out the room really quick to come back in the room to a room tore up with women crying just on the floor because they were like, I am not alone. So that's how a lot of women can tend to come to the conference and say, if I can hear her say that she's gone through this, I'm not afraid to talk now. So I just haven't came to that place to bring an open forum for people to be able to say, oh, I went through this, this, and this. They must maybe talk amongst each other or come and send us inbox and say, this really blessed me. I didn't know I still dealt with this. So.
Okay. And so after your conferences, what happens after the conference?
Well, we do send emails to everyone if they fill out like a survey to tell us how do we rate the conference this year, what can we change. A lot of our communications, we do a lot on Facebook, Instagram, my cell phone, any of the team members, then they just reach out to each individual, and then we as a team maybe will come together or inbox each other and say, hey, someone asked about this. So it's not like a one-on-one like you normally do at your symposiums, no, because thank God, I'm very thankful that the first year we did it, we had over 280 women there. So that was amazing. I was afraid that, like, who am I? That you want me to you want to use me to talk about what I did, what I went through. And at that moment, I didn't say a word about anything. I just did the conference. And the next year, I still didn't say a word. I said a little bit more, but I wasn't ready. So this year, they gonna get a lot from me.
Look, I would be there just so I can witness it.
Yes.
So I will definitely be there because I like the fact that me and Colleen met via Facebook because this is our first time meeting in person. First time. But we met via Facebook, and she said, this is who you need to know. And then she connected me and you and her in a group chat. And it's been love, like we've known each other since childhood. Because, and I think it's just because our hearts are pure. And we're not in it for anything. We're just here to make sure other women can get through the mess that they're in.
Exactly.
So I'm in love right now.
I just want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. So.
Yeah, because today is the only day that I have women. Like, for the most, it's always men here.
Oh.
So this is my first
Yeah,
time.
so now we got your back.
Listen.
Now you see how I'm like crouched over like this. Usually my chest is up high. I'm like, boom, play the 105.5 FM, the positive impact radio show. Now I'm like, you guys are so strong. You guys are amazing. I'm just in awe. You guys are beautiful though, by the way. You guys are beautiful.
And his wife is gonna cut him for.
I'm telling Mom.
Listen. He always trying to get in trouble. I think he liked the makeup. But anyway,
What just happened here? You can't come. Okay.
listen, he be acting up though. But anyway, what's coming up for Rebuilding Women?
Sure. So one of the things that I'll be partnering with Rebuilding Women on is the upcoming e-magazine, which is really exciting, really exciting. So as Danette mentioned, there's a team of women on the Rebuilding Women team, all with different stories, different ministries, different businesses, different organizations, just really awesome, powerful women that want to tell their stories. And so the e-magazine will just be another avenue quarterly that we can send out, reach out, and you can subscribe now through Facebook. And that'll be one avenue that I'm able to partner with Rebuilding Women as well to touch the lives of women and just to talk about stuff that women go through, you know, give the avenue to connect. So that's one of the things that we have upcoming with Rebuilding Women.
What?
Can't do this.
I know. I understand that one thing, but talk about some of the little the empowerment series. Do you have any of those coming up?
Well, after April 30th is the Mother and Daughter Luncheon. And then after that, we're going to do something in May. Probably another thing right before the retreat. But I believe last year we did something called Extreme Makeover Life Edition.
I saw that.
So we did that, and it was amazing where we were hitting like life-changing topics about, I can't remember what we were talking about, but the speakers were amazing, and it was free. I vowed that I don't want to charge for everything because everyone can't, come to everything. So it's a blessing to give back. So, and then in turn, I'm blessed just by allowing it to be free. Although it costs to do ministry, and it doesn't matter because I have a great team of women that are like, hey, what do you need? You need $15. We got this. Don't even worry about it. So, just to have a good support.
It's the key.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we are going to have upcoming things coming very soon, but we're trying to get off the e-magazine. We're updating the new website very soon. Also, it's not just women, it's also teenagers. So I've included my daughters.
Yes. And it's funny because I had 3 boys and a girl.
Okay.
So I just, you liked it, I just put together Young Women with a Purpose.
I saw that.
Is my daughter's thing, but we'll start with high schoolers. Then my boys, they want one too, so it'll be Young Men with a Purpose. And that will be focused on self-esteem and things like that, but also teaching them something so that they don't, because when you have black children, they want to put you into basketball, they want to put you into music. No, we're going to do something a little different. So we're going to start it with creating their own video games, because my son wants to be an engineer, so I said, whatever. As long as mommy gets a house on a hill where it doesn't snow, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do, just put me on a house on a hill with no snow and no people can come see me. But, so that's what we're doing. Yeah. So we're going to start the young men, but I think the girls definitely need, especially these teenagers, with everything that's going on, with all this bullying and sex talk and everything. I'm just like, listen, I can't do it by myself, so I know we need a team, and we have to have these other organizations and other groups there to spearhead and talk, because a lot of our kids, they like talking to us, but they like talking to their friends more.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if I could be in the room with you and your friends, where I'm sitting in the back and y'all all talking, I could just listen. And I can do that.
And learn what they I always I try to tell my kids, when I was in high school, I know what y'all going through. I haven't been in high school for 20 years.
Listen.
So high school has changed.
It's changed.
Yes.
Why do you make that face?
You're old. This is why I don't go anywhere.
Now, see, we have to stop the interview for a second now. My daughter asked me on the way here, Dad, I don't have to talk, do I? And I said, no.
But
I
you know
prefer
she's
you not
gonna
to
get
talk.
comfortable.
Now she don't
I'm
get
your
afraid.
daughter. Have you met yourself before?
Oh,
Shots
fired.
So, yes, ladies, it's good that you guys are focusing also on the youth and not forgetting the youth, because a lot of young girls go through things that, we can pressure from boys to have sex, drug, academic pressure. A lot of these girls, they're coming home from school and have to take care of their brothers and sisters because their parents have to work. There's a lot of things that go on that.
And then the girl, like my daughter has these little friends that she calls friends that are terrorizing each other. And I'm like, what happened? Oh, well, I liked him first. Really?
Yeah.
Is that really what we're doing now? So you're going to tear each other up and then, you know what I mean? Then you find out that it's even deeper. But until you sit down with that little young girl, you'll never know because you just assume and put her in a box. Okay, you're just bad, so you gotta stay over there.
And everything's so instant too.
Everything.
When we went to school, it'd be like, oh, this guy said he doesn't like you. I said, oh, well, when I see him, it'll be on then. And it'll be like 4 months. Now you instant messaging people like, where are you at right now?
Media,
Oh, I'm right there. Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah, it is. It gets like rumors and gossip get spread a lot quicker. I'm glad I'm not in high school now because I'd be in a lot of trouble.
That's all I don't have to take. But we're gonna take a pause for the cause and have DJ E Class take us out. Hey. There you go. So what do you think so far?
Thank you.
You all right over there, birthday man?
I can't. I'm